Welcome to the Joosik Energetik Fantasy Football Show. Season 1, Episode 16. That's right. I said Season 1, Episode 16. That's 10 plus a 5 and 1 is a 6. Episode 16. Sweet 16. 16 candles. Shout out to Molly Wingwall. Those were the first white girl lips I ever fell in love with. Come on, fellas. You know what I'm talking about. I was 8 years old or something like that. But anyway, that's just a sweet 16 shout out for my 16th show. All right. So, we're covering week 10 of the NFL 2018 season. Hey, we're almost through the season, y'all. 3 more weeks to the fantasy football playoffs, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so here we go. Let's get started. First, I'm going to reveal to you a few fantasy football superstars that you should start in your season-long leagues. These players are not in your waiver wire, okay? You have to trade for them. These players are meant to help you win the rest of your fantasy football games so that you can make it to the fantasy football playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Don't you want to make it to the playoffs? It's going to be week 11, so you should not be looking in the waiver wire at all. You should not be looking in the waiver wire anymore unless you really need to. Come on now, you only got 3 weeks until the fantasy playoffs. There is nobody in the waiver wire that can help you right now. Nobody. Nobody in the waiver wire can help you right now because it's week 10 and you heard it here first from Joosik Energetik for the Joosik Energetik Fantasy Football Show. Season 1, Episode 16. 16 episodes, can you believe that? I do. All right. So, these super fantasy football players that I'm going to name to you, you have to trade for them because everybody has them. Everybody in your league is using some of these players, okay? These are the best super fantasy football players during the whole season, okay? But I have a little something you can use. You can use these players if you don't own them in your season-long leagues because of DraftKings and FanDuel, okay? They're DFS sites, which means daily fantasy site, and they're leagues, you know what I mean? They're leagues you can make money in. So use these super fantasy football players and earn yourself a big bag of cash. I need that bag. Oh yeah, give me that bag. Thank you. So, here's the fantasy football players that have been shining from week 1 to week 10 that you can use in week 11, which is next week. All right? Let's go. Let's get it. And you heard it here first from Joosik Energetik, that's me, for the Joosik Energetik Fantasy Football Show. Season 1, Episode 16. Ooh. All right. So, we're going to start off with the quarterbacks. Pay close attention, all right? All right, so number 1. We got Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, possible MVP candidate for the 2018 season. Last year, a lot of us slept on him, because he only played a few games last year. But anyway, here we go. 31 touchdowns, 3,150 yards, okay? We're going to move fast, all right? So let's go. Jared Goff, 22 touchdowns, 3,134 yards. Matt Ryan, Matty Ice. Oh yeah, Matty Ice is back. 21 touchdowns, 3,015 yards. Ben Roethlisberger, which I happen to own, 21 TDs, 2,888 yards. Tom, the almighty great best quarterback ever, Brady. Tom Brady, 17 touchdowns, 2,748 yards. Aaron, the most talented, magical quarterback ever, Aaron Rodgers, 17 touchdowns, 2,741 yards. Kirk Cousins, which I also happen to own in my season-long league, the Atlanta 12-team PPR. Number. Kirk Cousins, 17 TDs, 2,685 yards. Drew Brees, which is breaking records, along with Tom Brady, every time they throw the ball. I happen to own Drew Brees too. 21 TDs, 2,601 yards. Eli Manning. Yes, Eli Manning, which shined on Monday Night Football. Okay. He had a great game. Best game of the season for Eli Manning. Shout out to Eli Manning. 11 TDs, 2,565 yards. And let me speak for Eli. When your offensive line blocks for you, you can throw the ball. Everything works when your offensive line blocks to you. So Eli, take them guys out to a few more steak dinners, you know what I mean? At Ruth Chris, or whatever. This is the best steakhouse out there in New York. All right. So anyway, Andrew Luck. Yeah, Andrew Luck. 26 TDs, 2,472 yards. And special mention, this quarterback kind of did what Jared Goff and Todd Gurley did their very first year with the Rams, which was catfish everybody. Okay, this guy right here is shining. So in his second year, Mitch Trubisky, yes, I'm going to call him Mitch because he's earned the right to be called Mitch. I know he wants to be called Mitchell, but the way you're playing, man, you're playing like Mitch. So Mitch Trubisky, 19 TDs, 2,304 yards. He's a fantasy football superstar quarterback. So those are my quarterbacks that have been shining from week 1 to week 10 that you should use in week 11. And you heard it here first. For Joosik Energetik, for the Joosik Energetik Fantasy Football Show. Season 1, episode 16. All right. So, here's my running backs. Got some running backs for you. Todd Gurley, 13 TDs, 988 yards. Also, MVP candidate. Ezekiel Elliott, 4 TDs, 831 yards. James Conner, 10 TDs, 771 yards. Kareem Hunt, 7 TDs, 754 yards. Melvin Gordon, 7 TDs, 672 yards. Adrian All-Day AP Peterson, 4 TDs, 672 yards. Matt Breida, 4 TDs, 672 yards. Philip Lindsay, 3 TDs, 632 yards. Saquon Barkley, 5 TDs, 586 yards. Nick Chubb, 5 TDs, 579 yards. Christian McCaffrey, which I own, has been shining for me all season long. Shout out to Christian McCaffrey. I've been watching him ever since Stanford. He's got that pedigree. His father, Ed McCaffrey, was a Denver Bronco, played with Terrell, played with John Elway, got rings, you know what I'm saying? Pedigree is real. It's real when it comes to breeding dogs, and it's real when it comes to breeding human beings. And you heard it here first from Joosik Energetik for the Joosik Energetik Fantasy Football Show. Season 1, episode 16. And special mention to another running back that I own. Alvin, the Samurai Kamara. Woo, woo, yeah, 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 yeah. Gensu Panyu. Alvin Samurai Kamara. Always getting more points than quarterbacks, okay? Where they do that at? I told you. He's been getting more quarterback points. Alvin Kamara just gets quarterback points, all right? Just put it like that. He's a running back who gets quarterback points. He has 11 TDs, 546 yards. Yeah. Tight ends. I got some tight ends for you. Zach Ertz, 5 TDs, 789 yards. Travis Kelce, 6 TDs, 787 yards. George, we are the Littles, Kittle, 3 TDs, 775 yards. Eric LeBron Ebron, because that's what he's playing like this year. 9 TDs, 463 yards. I want to say hands down, I own Eric Ebron, and he has been shining for me all year long. Thank you, Eric Ebron. Okay? He is the best tight end in the league today. Okay? Travis Kelce, he's good. Gronk has been kind of hurt on and off. Zach Ertz, they're good. But right now, week 10, going into week 11, Eric Ebron is the best tight end in the National Football League. And you heard it here first. From Joosik Energetik for the Joosik Energetik Fantasy Football Show. Season 1, episode 16. All right. I got some wide receivers for you. Adam Thielen, 7 TDs, 947 yards. Michael Thomas, 7 TDs, 950 yards. Odell Beckham Jr., 4 TDs, 858 yards. Odell had a nice game on Monday Night Football. Very nice game. Julio Jones, 2 TDs, 1,040 yards. DeAndre Hopkins, 7 TDs, 894 yards. And Devontae Adams, 9 TDs, 787 yards. Antonio Brown, son of downtown Eddie Brown. What did I tell you about pedigree? All right, you heard that already earlier in the show. Pedigree is not just real for dogs when you mix the dogs with, Pit Bull and German Shepherd and they become this super shepherd. I'm talking about when you mix sports and people together. And if your dad was a great sports person, and then you mix together with this great sports lady, and then you have this great sports son. So downtown Eddie Brown was great in Canadian football. Downtown Eddie Brown was great in Canadian football. And then he has his son, Antonio Brown, who's great in American football. And once again, you heard it here first from Joosik Energetik for the Joosik Energetik Fantasy Football Show. Season 1, episode 16. A few more wide receivers. A.J. Green, 6 TDs, 687 yards. Oh, did I not give you the stats for Antonio Brown? Do your research. But since I'm nice, I'll give them to you. Once again, Antonio Brown, 10 TDs, 690 yards. Now let's move on to Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd, 5 TDs, 685 yards. And special mention, a special mention that I like to mention is Tyreek the Freak Hill. 9 TDs, 891 yards. Now, if you watch football on Sunday, you saw what Tyreek did. After like his second touchdown, dude ran up into the crowd in the end zone, saw the cameraman, ran over to the cameraman. I didn't even know there was a camera in the crowd in the end zone like that. So he ran into the cameraman and grabbed the camera and then started turning the camera toward the players and watching them celebrate his touchdown. One of the most amazing touchdown celebrations I've ever seen. But I'm starting to think that was kind of planned. Because Tyreek, he's been watching. Wide receivers, they're very vain. And especially if they're good like Tyreek. He was hands down the best wide receiver in the league right now. And you heard it here first from Joosik Energetik for the Joosik Energetik Fantasy Football Show. Season 1, episode 16. So yeah, because I don't remember cameras being in the crowd. So what I'm thinking is Tyreek went to the organization. Hey, everybody's planning these touchdowns. I want to plan like the best touchdown of the season. Everybody be talking about us on the way to the playoffs. And then, on the way to the AFC Championship, we have this big old, talk about us. So he went to the owners and everybody, the coaches like, hey, can we just put the camera in the crowd for this game? Because I'm going to do my second touchdown. I'm going to run on up into the crowd where the cameraman is sitting. And the cameraman just so happened to have a camera in the crowd. No, that was planned. And you heard it here first. All right? But it was one of the most beautiful, funny, exceptional, planned touchdowns I've ever seen. So shout out to Tyreek Hill and the Kansas City Chiefs organization for taking a 15-yard penalty and giving us one of the best touchdown celebrations we've ever seen. And guess what? Oh yeah, Madden will be putting that in the game. Because I've been watching the league, and I've been watching every game, every touchdown celebration. Madden will start putting these celebrations in, and they definitely will put the Tyreek Hill grabbing the camera celebration in the game. And you heard it here first from Joosik Energetik for the Joosik Energetik Fantasy Football Show. Season 1, episode 16. All right. So, now I'm going to let you know if I won my fantasy football game in week 10 of the NFL 2018 season. So let me get that drum roll. Yes! I won. And it's super amazing to be a winner. Once again, it's so, like Ice Cube says. Shout out to Ice Cube, my favorite rapper of all time. I want to win the rest of my fantasy football game. I don't want to be no loser. I'm tired of losing. Nah, I'm good with that. I need to win out. There's 3 weeks left. Week 11, week 12, and week 13. I want to make the playoffs, and once I get into the playoffs, I want to just smash. Hopefully get a first round bye so I could just watch somebody lose and I could just come in and just because I'm trying to win my fantasy football league, and it would be great to win while I'm doing my first ever fantasy football show. That would probably get me a deal on TV or something. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, let's go to a video of my segment I call Fantasy Football Live. It shows you one of my players helping me to get a Thursday night football jump off above my opponent to start my week 10 off, okay? Ahead in points and ahead of the game. Let's go to my Fantasy Football Live video of my player getting that jump off with points and getting me ahead of my game and ahead of my opponent in my Thursday night football game, because you need a Thursday night jump off, you understand what I'm saying? So let's go to that Fantasy Football Live video right about now.
I have Christian McCaffrey, number 22, as my season-long fantasy football running back. And this is week 10, Thursday night football. Let's see what he can do. Yeah! Woo! Yo, this is Joosik Energetik for the Joosik Energetik Fantasy Football Show. Christian McCaffrey is my season-long fantasy football running back. Let's see if he can get one more touchdown for me in garbage time and ice my opponent completely out of week 10. Let's go. I'm already up by 28 points. Thank you, Christian McCaffrey. Let's go. Yeah! Woo! Hey, it's a celebration by me, though. It's all right, though. Thank you, Christian McCaffrey. I'm up by like 35 points on my opponent for week 10. Wow. I got to make sure to get his rookie card if I don't have it already. Thank you, Christian McCaffrey. They've been trying to trade for him all season long, and I have not traded for him, and I will not trade for him. It's the second running back I took off the board in the draft. Thank you, Christian McCaffrey.
Thank you for watching my Fantasy Football Live video of my Thursday night player beating my Thursday night opponent. It's always good to get a Thursday night jump off, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that was amazing, wasn't it? That got me ahead like by 30-something points. Shout out to Christian McCaffrey. Hands down one of the best running backs in the league. Hands down the best white running back in the league. Okay? Because there is that. All right? Because he's got speed. And he's faster than a lot of you brothers out there in the league. Don't even trip. I seen you get burnt. I seen you get toasted. Like Toasty O's. That 99-cent cereal. Anyway. Now, let's go to a video of me explaining my Week 10 victory. It's my victory explanation video. Okay? I'm going to tell you how each one of my players contributed to me getting my Week 10 victory and helping me win my Week 10 fantasy football game. All right? So, let's go to my victory explanation video right about now.
This is Joosik Energetik for the Joosik Energetic Fantasy Football Show. Season 1, Episode 16. Recapping Week 10 of the NFL 2018 season. Now, I told you that I won. So this is my fantasy football explanation video. This is what's going to happen right here. I'm going to basically tell you how I won and the players that contributed to me winning. So I'm on the ESPN fantasy football page. I'm going to click on my name over here, Joosik Energetic. I'm going to click on it. Boom. Just like that. There I am, a king on my throne with my football is my logo. A character that I do like because I want to be king of this league. I want to be king of the Atlanta 12 team PPR 1906978. I'm coming for y'all heads. Off with the heads. I'm trying to take over this fantasy football league. Right now I'm 6-4, and I'm overall in 4th place, which possibly will get me in to the fantasy playoffs, but I got to win out. I'm not going to say I'm in until I know I'm in, because only the top 4 fantasy football players in the league get to be in the fantasy playoffs, and that's out of 12. All right, so here we go. I'm going to click on the previous game. Excuse me. All right. So you see that I played the shot callers. And here's the score of the game. And here's how I won the game. I'm going to run through this really fast. So I'm Joosik Energetic, and I play the shot callers, Rohan Borges, out there in Atlanta, and I'm from San Diego. I'm representing the West Coast. They're representing the East Coast, Atlanta. I'm trying to let these Atlanta guys know that, hey, out here in the West, we can play fantasy football. And I'm a rapper, producer, sound engineer, extraordinaire. And I'm the only one with my fantasy football show, writing, editing, filming, and producing it. So here we go. Drew Brees got me 28.9 points. Alvin Kamara got me 26.2 points. Christian McCaffrey got me 36.8 points. And that was on Thursday night. That was my Thursday night jump off right there. Christian McCaffrey. Shout out to Christian McCaffrey, the baddest white running back in the NFL today. And I'm saying, not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. Shout out to Run DMC for that one. Martez Valdez-Scantling got me 10.4. Traquan Smith got me 0. I'm dropping Traquan Smith. He is inefficient. He is not fantasy relevant. He is not standing in for the player he's supposed to replace. Eric Ebron, the best tight end in the NFL today, because Gronk is hurt and Travis Kelce is having a couple weeks, kind of falling back a little bit, but he's still good. So the number 1 tight end, I own him, got me 28.1 points. Eric Ebron, Eric LeBron Ebron. Mark Ingram finally showed up, got me 25.2 points. Redskins D got me 8 points. Shout out to the Redskins D. And my kicker was Ryan Suckup. So all together got me 173 points over his 108 points. Shot callers got shot called on and lost this game. Because I made the shot call this one. Looks like his best player was Derrick Henry with 17 points. Okay. So, I'm going to show you the bench real quick. Now, he's lucky that I didn't start Ben Roethlisberger, which got me 35 points on Thursday night. Or the score would have been about 208 points to 108 points. I would have beat him by 100 points. That would have been the worst fantasy football ass whipping in the history of fantasy football, to be beat by 100 points. But I wasn't allowed to do that because I didn't pay close enough attention to my players in my Thursday night. So pay more attention to your Thursday night players and your games. So, anyway, Drew Brees got me 28 points, which is 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Only 7 points different. So thank you, Drew Brees, for almost catching up to Ben Roethlisberger. And the score was similar too. Drew Brees, 51 points in the game, 51-14. And Ben Roethlisberger, 52-21. Okay? All right. So, there you have it. And that's my fantasy explanation video. So this has been Joosik Energetik for the Joosik Energetik Fantasy Football Show, Season 1, Episode 16. And I'm out. Peace. Thank you for watching my victory explanation video. It's always good to be a winner. Winners are what the world needs. All right? Jeff Bezos a winner. Warren Buffett a winner. But that's a different TV show. That's a different show. You know, that's a money-making show. Check podcasts and all that for all that information. This is a fantasy football show. So, now I'm 6-4. I'm 6. Well, I don't know which way it looks like, but, you know, there's 5, 1, 6, and 4. Hey, I'm a winner and I love chicken dinner. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my way to the fantasy football playoffs. I need to win the rest of my games. So by the end of the season, I need to be 7, 8, 9. If I go out and the league ends and I'm 9-4, there is a almost 95% chance I will make the fantasy football playoffs. Hey, that would be great for the show. You know what I'm saying? To be in the fantasy football playoffs in my very first season of my show. But I've been playing fantasy football for 12 years, so it's not going to be like it's my first rodeo, you know what I mean, or whatever. Shout out to MJD, Maurice Jones-Drew. You know, I heard that on the NFL Fantasy Live podcast. You know, I do my research. I listen to these podcasts. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I got a few extra minutes, and I want to talk about a few things. Like you might see my my Funkos over here to the left. My NFL Funko collection is building. I'll bring a few over. Check it out. But let me tell you. First, the best game of the week was Seattle Seahawks versus the Los Angeles Rams. That game was amazing, okay? But the highlights of that game were Tyler Lockett catching like a 40-yard touchdown from Russell Wilson. After he caught the touchdown in between the players of the Rams, he ran. Well, you know how you run it out? He ran through the end zone, and guess who was sitting there? Floyd Mayweather. Tyler Lockett's like, and hands the football to Floyd Mayweather like, boom, and Mayweather's like, yeah, oh man, you know, best seat in the house. Shout out to Floyd Mayweather. Shout out to the money team.
Floyd Mayweather is my favorite boxer of all time besides Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was my first, but then Floyd Mayweather came along and he became my favorite of all time because he's undefeated. And he never lost. You know what I mean? Shout out to LeVar Ball. Yeah, I watched the Ball family, but, you know, check it out on Facebook. Yeah, I watch. So anyway, another touchdown that happened during that game was Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks Brandon Cooks ran a sweep, an old school sweep. I love sweeps. And he ran a sweep to the right, caught the ball like, And guess what? He ran it out in the end zone, and he was like, he threw the ball to somebody. He's like, where that ball at? Give me that ball. You know, everybody's looking at TV, we watching, like, where's the ball? Some dude like kneels to Brandon Cook and like, here's the ball. You know, here's the ball, Brandon Cooks. Like that. And then Brandon Cook snatches the ball and runs up to Floyd Mayweather like, here's a ball from the Rams, homie. Not just the Seahawks, but the Rams too. So that was amazing. Yeah, game of the week. Seahawks versus the Rams. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'd like to thank you for watching the Joosik Energetik Fantasy Football Show. Season 1, Episode 16, recapping the 2018 NFL season. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for watching the Joosik Energetik Fantasy Football Show, Season 1, Episode 16. And I'm out. Peace.